guys, hope you're well and welcome back to my channel, and hello anyone that is new. I have had a lot of new subscribers recently. So for anyone that doesn't know me, my name is Ellis. I am a mum of 2 boys. I have a 3.5-year-old called Klayton, and I also have a 1-year-old called Parker. And today's video is kind of going to be something that you would have seen on my channel back in January, and it's basically going to be like a half mid-year review of my resolutions and goals for this year. I set a lot of goals for myself back in the end of 2017 going into 2018, and I just want to see where I am on those goals now halfway through the year. Give myself a little update. Maybe I've set some new goals, maybe I've kind of adjusted some of them, just to see where I am really, and to kind of really refocus me for the rest of the year. So I don't know whether you've watched that video, but if you haven't, I will link it above for you. But I set myself 4 different kind of areas that I wanted to work on. One of them was health, so I wanted to work quite closely and heavily on my health. I also wanted to work on my work and my work-life balance and things like that, and how I was going to go about that, because I didn't actually know what I was going to be doing for work back in January because I was on maternity leave. I also had some more personal goals with regards to self-development and things like that me and Adam were really working towards. And our last kind of area that we were working towards was also financial goals. So I kind of had all those different sections. So I'm really quickly going to go through these, kind of see where I am, assess where I am, and then potentially set some new ones for the rest of the year. So I have them all written down and I'm going to go ahead. Okay, so I set myself some really strong heavy goals for 2018 when it came to health. So I'm going to quickly go through them and let you know where I am and how well or not well I've done, and whether I think I'm going to be able to hit them for the rest of 2018 and whether they're still achievable or not. So the first one that I had was to start exercising. I definitely started this goal and this kind of resolution of mine. I spent about 2 months doing jazzercise before it really kind of started to hinder my foot. Since then, I've been to physio this year. I've been working at physio. I've had quite a few doctor's appointments and consultant appointments with regards to my foot, and I've actually entered the London Marathon. So I'm hoping that would be a massive goal. I've entered the London Marathon pretty much every year except for the years that I was pregnant, if that makes any sense. And obviously the year that I broke my foot, I couldn't enter and had to withdraw. But yeah, that is still a massive goal of mine. So to exercise, I haven't been continuing to exercise. It was about half an hour away, so to get there, get back and do the class, it was taking 2 hours of an evening out of my time, and I was trying to do that 3 to 4 times a week, which was quite heavy, and I was really struggling to keep up with that. But what I am going to try and start doing when I get into a bit more of a routine, when Adam starts his new job, is to actually start Pilates of a morning. I did some of these when I was pregnant with Parker and found them really calming and relaxing. So I'm really going to start doing that back at home, and that'll be something that I can do either of a morning or of an evening, and I feel like it will really be able to relax me. Another goal that I had was to drink more water, and I would 100% say I've smashed that. I drink water all the time. I have bottles of it filled up in the fridge. I'm a big drinker of water, and I feel like at the end of last year I kind of went off the bandwagon. This year water has kind of been in my fridge. I don't really turn to anything else. I've not really been putting many fizzy drinks in my fridge at all. I don't drink much alcohol. I've grabbed myself a cup of tea, so I guess there's water in that, but I'm not a big tea or coffee drinker either, especially in this heat. So again, water has kind of I've been doing really well on that, so I hope I can kind of carry that on through. I also had a goal to lose 2 stone in weight, and I actually lost around 1 stone before April, and my goal was to lose around 2 stone by April. I lost around 1 stone, and then I went away on holiday and I gained some of it back. So I'm actually going to be really working towards that, and I've said to you guys that they are kind of going to be the videos that you will see coming up. You'll see a lot of kind of dieting and like weight loss tracking videos coming up. I do Slimming World in general, day to day within my home, so I always forget to kind of film those aspects, even though they're a day-to-day thing. Slimming World's kind of a real way of life for me, but I have also been doing the Cambridge diet, and I found that really effective and it really worked well. So I'm going to kind of be doing a mixture of those, which is what I did before my wedding back in 2016. So you'll definitely see some more of that coming up, but I'm definitely hoping that I can still lose the 2 stone that I wanted to lose before the end of the year, before Christmas time. So I feel better about that, and obviously we still want to go away on holiday and things like that as well. And in terms of that, I had a non-scale victory to get into a size 10 pair of River Island jeans. That is definitely still on the cards and needs to be achieved. And then the next section to to my health was basically focused around not having as many takeaways this year, because for the last few years me and Adam have lived quite heavily off of takeaways. So it was to only have one takeaway a week, and I would say that we have smashed that target. Some weeks we don't have any at the moment. We're being really strict with our finances, which I'll talk about in a bit. But yeah, some weeks I'd say we absolutely smash it, and if we do have a takeaway, literally the most I am allowing us is that one a week. Once we've had that one, there are no more coming. There are no more happening in terms of what we are buying or purchasing. Maybe for a family event or something like that, that's a little bit different if we go out for a meal or something. But in general, we have kind of been avoiding takeaways like the plague. And intertwined into that was to do one food shop a week and meal plan. We've been a bit hit and miss with that. We have had weeks where we're kind of heavily food shopping, but we've also been trying to be really tight with our money. Sometimes we're buying on the day. We're kind of just trying to judge it as it goes. We have had so many events recently that I think for us to try and do a weekly meal plan has been really hard, because a lot of the time we're not in all week. We've had a lot of changes in terms of Parker and his weaning and what he's eating, and just a lot in general. So as and when we can, we have been meal planning. We have been doing a food shop, and I think we've done really, really well at it. I would like to get a bit better at it and do it a bit more often, kind of pencil in a certain day of the week that I'm going to do it. Maybe a Monday. I find that's always a good day and it sets you up well for the week ahead. I think that would be a really good thing to do, but like I said, that all comes with routine, and I feel like our life is only just getting to the point where it can finally become more routine and structured, now that both me and Adam's kind of work-life balance is kind of getting there with everything, which is something that I will go on to in a second, but I definitely say we've done quite well with that. So going on to that, the next target area for me was work, and one of the things that I spoke about at the time was that I didn't know what I would be doing for work, whether I would be quitting my job, whether I would be going back to work after maternity leave. And my maternity leave finished in, well, my maternity pay finished in around March, April time, and my leave finished in May, and I actually handed in my notice in April, which you would probably see in my life update. But in those months in between March to May, I had no income coming in, and it made us realise how much we could actually afford to live on, what we could afford to budget to, and it was, I mean, it was tough. We couldn't be extravagant at all. We really had to strip things back, which is one of the things that we said we wanted to focus on financially for this year. But it made us realise what we could afford to live on and where our money goes each month and what we needed to do. And so I have been really, really lucky that I also set myself a target, if you remember, of hitting 2,000 subscribers by the end of 2018. That was my realistic target, and I had an ambitious target of hitting 5,000, and I'm sure you guys would have seen that I've recently done a giveaway for hitting 25,000 subscribers. So I'm so super happy. I have smashed the target that I set myself, and I'm just going to keep on plowing forward. I have a new target. It's really, really, really ambitious, but I'm basing it off of what I've done so far. So if I could continue on this way, it would be amazing. Whether I can do it, I just don't know. There's kind of, it's hard work, it's dedication, it's commitment, which is everything that I'm willing to put forward into YouTube. But at the end of the day, people will only subscribe to your channel if they enjoy what you're doing, and you can't force anyone to do anything. So it's kind of out of your hands a little. But I'm setting myself a new target, because I feel like targets are there to be strived for, worked towards, beaten, achieved and broken, of 50,000 subscribers by the end of 2018, which blows my mind that I'm even saying that, because that is just such a high number altogether. I can't even believe that's even a number that I'm actually putting out there. But yeah, 50,000 subscribers. I feel like if I say it, then I want to achieve it more, and I want to do it. Whether it's possible, like I said, that's another question altogether. But that would be like, what, 10 times the amount of my ambitious target for the beginning of the year. We'll see, who knows. I mean, if I don't hit it, I would never be disappointed, but I'm definitely giving myself a figure to work towards, and that's where I want to be. I think you remember me saying that obviously I wanted my channel to become my work, and so obviously for me to now have left work, I'm no longer going back into finance as working in accounts, because I'm a part qualified accountant, so I'm not doing that anymore. So YouTube is now my career. But I don't know if you remember me saying, but I also did wedding planning on the side. I planned all of my own wedding abroad in Santorini, and I was also assisting on a lot of weddings as well around the UK. And I had a wedding course that I was hoping to complete by March, and I wanted to set up a wedding business page for my wedding business. that has kind of taken a completely different direction. I am now fully focused on making YouTube work for me. It may be something that I look to go back into in the future, but at the moment I'm loving doing YouTube. I'm loving where I am and how routined I am and the way that everything is. I don't want to put any more stress and pressure on myself already more than I do, and it's just working well at the moment. I'm a bit disappointed I didn't finish my course, but I mean, it is what it is. Everything happens for a reason, so I'm happy with where I am. So although I may not have accomplished that, it is what it is. And I also had another goal for my home decor account at Our Devon Dream House, and that was to have 5,000 followers over there by the end of 2018. I believe that I'm just over 3,000 odd at the moment, so I feel like I'm getting there. I've gained around 2,000, we're halfway through, so again I feel like if I can get the same sort of numbers going, I have a chance of hitting that target. I think it's still a realistic but slightly ambitious target, but hopefully that's something that I can achieve. And I'm really trying to work hard to kind of get more content onto my Instagram page, because it is something that I struggle with, because I want to put up good pictures and good content, but at the same time I'm a mum and I have to be realistic that the majority of the time my home isn't perfect and it can be a mess, and I wouldn't class it as a picture perfect. To get those kind of show home look pictures that put you in competition with the big Instagrammers that have the home decor accounts. The joys of having kids and working, and well, having 2 boys I'd say just in general, but I'd like 5,000 over there. And in turn I'm now going to set myself a new target, because Mrs. E. Smith & Co wasn't really up and running as much as it is now. I wasn't kind of putting as much effort into it, but I feel like with my YouTube I've really kind of been trying to be a lot more active on Mrs. E. Smith & Co, and that's kind of where I put a lot of the personal life stuff, the day-to-day mum life and things like that. So I want to set myself a target over there now, and again I'd just like to hit 5,000. I think again that's quite a good number. That is, I don't even think I'm on 2,000 over there yet, so that's quite an ambitious target, and if I don't hit it I won't be disappointed. But like I said, targets are there to be worked for and work hard for. So if I can get 5,000 of you guys over there, if you want to go and check it out, I'd love for you to come and follow me. That would be great. Then there was one more target that I'd set myself for the kind of work side of things, and that was to receive a paycheck from YouTube. And I still haven't received a paycheck from YouTube. So as much as I now say that this is my job, I still haven't had my first paycheck. I'm still waiting for it. I thought it was going to arrive today, funny enough, but it still hasn't. So I don't know when it's going to come. Hopefully I'll get one soon. But yeah, it was to get a paycheck and I still haven't got that. So hopefully by the end of 2018, I'll be able to quite happily say that I have received a paycheck from YouTube. And I've actually decided to add in one more target for my work kind of area, and that is to set myself some working days. I feel like until now it hasn't been my job, and it's just kind of been something that I do purely because I love it. Like I said, we're now in July and I still haven't actually earned any money from YouTube. So it really kind of has just been my pure love for doing YouTube that I do it. And that is obviously still the reason why I do it, obviously. But I feel like now it's a job, I can't be as kind of relaxed about it, and that I do need to kind of put in a bit more effort and a bit more time into actually allocating set days, just so it can kind of give our whole family a bit of routine. Because at the moment I'm filming as and when I can in between Adam's shifts and Adam's work and having the boys and things like that, and I really need to get it a bit more routine and structured. So I'm hoping going forward within the next few months, like I said, Adam's job has now changed and he's going to be more Monday to Friday instead of sporadic. So that will enable me to set days in the week so I can actually have the weekends to enjoy it with my family. And I think I'm also going to look at putting Parker into nursery just for one kind of half day a week, probably an afternoon session. It's something that I'm still thinking about. I think it'll be really good for his development more than anything, but he's my baby, so I don't think I'm ready to let go of him just yet. So the next kind of area that I spoke to you about was a personal area, and it was kind of things that I wanted to have in my personal life that I could improve and work on. And one of the things that I mentioned about was to be more present and be more in the moment. And I don't know whether I've necessarily done that very well. I've definitely had a lot more fun times this year. Life has definitely been a lot more exciting. There have been so many memories made this year. We've had so many different events and things like that. But day to day, I still feel like I'm quite stressed. I'm still busy all the time. And again, I keep saying it, but I feel like it's going to come in terms with routine and structure with our work and things like that. At the moment, I'm kind of still a bit disorganised with it all, and another one of my things was to be more organised, and I'm a really organised person in general, but I just mean be more organised to my standards. And again, I feel like I'm slacking on that a little bit. I feel like I've kind of lost my set cleaning days that I used to always have, and kind of getting jobs done really quickly and efficiently and things like that. So being more organised, being more in the moment, there are definitely still things that I want to work towards and kind of continue to work on. But another thing that I mentioned was about being more positive going into 2018, and I feel like I went into 2018 being really positive. I feel that we kind of lost our way a little bit going into kind of February, March time. We kind of got a bit demoted and kind of negative, and then we went away on holiday in April and we lifted our spirits again, and I feel like since then I've just been such a positive Peggy. I've been really happy and good, and just like all round just kind of really happy and grateful and positive, and I'm just really happy with everything that's happening with our lives at the moment. I genuinely am a believer that everything happens for a reason. And if any of you guys are looking to just kind of change your outset on life, I would definitely recommend you reading the book The Secret. It has definitely had a big impact on me and my outlook on things, and I really do feel like it's had a real positive impact on me and Adam and our family's life. And I've never been no fan of law of attraction or anything like that before, and when I kind of heard people talking about it, I was like, nah, what are you going on about? Like, don't be stupid. But genuinely, I cannot believe like how much it has changed our lives, and I really do believe that what you put out you get back, and positive energy all around right here. Another thing that I really wanted to do was spend more time with Parker. That has definitely happened. Now I am staying at home all the time. I feel like I get a lot more time with Parker than I ever did with Klayton. It is kind of trying to spread it out, but I feel like a new goal for me is to actually find some more one-on-one time with Klayton now. I'd love to spend some more time with him. I feel like he really needs that one-on-one attention, that kind of mummy and son time, taking us out. And I know that Adam's going to start taking him to football lessons now for weekend, which will give them that father daddy son time, so I'm really excited for that. But yeah, I really feel like I need some time with him. He goes to school next September, and I really just want to enjoy this last year that I have off of him before he's taken away from me and somebody forces him to go somewhere. Obviously I know it's for the best, but it just seems so daunting, so I want to make more time for Klayton now as well. I also said that I wanted to have one family holiday. We are actually off to Cornwall, so I mean, we are going to have a nice little break, but I did mention that I wanted it to be a holiday that was abroad and in the sun. We don't know if we're going to make it on holiday this year. We have so many other goals and commitments and things like that, especially financially, that we want to do and achieve. So whether that is going to happen, I don't know. But it is definitely still a possibility. We would just have to see where life takes us. And a massive thing for us was not putting anything on credit, and likewise we didn't want to book any holidays and not know whether we could be able to afford to pay for them and then put them on a credit card. That isn't what we want to do, so that's still sitting on the back burner. We would love a family holiday, and if you have any suggestions for anywhere that would be suitable for 2 adults, a 3-year-old and a 1-year-old, that would kind of have loads of kids stuff while still being a really nice resort with lots of all-inclusive restaurants, because we're big foodies, then definitely swing my way. Long haul, short haul, it doesn't matter, but obviously the weather needs to be good in the season we're going. Yeah, let me know and comment below, because I'm really looking for some suggestions still. Like I said, another goal was for me and Adam to have one date night a month. We have failed miserably at that. We actually haven't had any date nights on our own. We're now on month, what, 7, July? Gosh, we've failed miserably, haven't we? 7 months we've failed on. We haven't managed that. I mean, we had a lovely holiday in the Maldives, and it enabled us to kind of, for a couple, get back to us, enjoy being a couple as husband and wife. We had a lovely time doing that, but I would still like a date night. Yeah, it's our anniversary a month today, so who knows? He might surprise me with something. Probably won't. It'll probably be me planning it, as it always is. Men for you, I guess. But he's so loving it another way, so I guess it doesn't matter. But yeah, and a date night would be lovely. So another goal that I had was to finish the house. House isn't finished, but one of the goals that we did say is that we wanted to pay for everything in cash. So I'm not in no kind of threat for that. I said that point blank, I did not want to put anything we purchased for the house on credit. I didn't want any credit cards, any overdrafts, anything like that at all. So for me, even though the house isn't finished, we've still got 6 odd months to go. It still could get to the point of being finished, but it's definitely looking better. It's definitely looking a lot different from what it did back in December. Hopefully I can try and get some room tours to you soon. I'm hoping that some more of the rooms will be completed. We're currently working on the garden, which we was going to do and then we weren't going to do, and now we are doing. So we've had loads of different things going on, but hopefully I'll be able to share a lot more different things with you soon when it comes to our home. But I know you guys want room tours and stuff like that, but at the moment nothing's still completed. The only room that is fully completed is our dressing room. I'm still waiting for pictures to go up in our bedroom that have been sitting in a box for the last few months. Yeah, I'm still waiting for a little bit to be painted in Parker's room and Klayton's room before they're finished. So many odds and sods really, but I'll hopefully get them out to you soon. And then I guess the last personal thing that I had was to live a simpler life. So forget about the materialistic things in life. Forget about needing everything, wanting everything, needing all the luxuries, and just kind of really stripping it back. And that would be 100% what I think me and Adam have done this year. I would go out shopping every day of the week if I could, and I have shocked myself on how good I've been. We have been living so much more tighter, which kind of comes into the financial section, which I'm talking to you about, which is kind of like my next area. We have been so much tighter. All these kind of hauls that I was doing and stuff like that, I love doing them, but I have the crux in my house at the moment, so I'm stripping them back just a little bit. Doesn't mean they're not going to be coming to you, but I'm just kind of reining them in. Unnecessary spending is not quite required at the moment. We have so much we want to do in terms of our goals, and so I'm just going to run through with you some of the financial goals that we had, because we haven't really hit any of them. So it was to save an emergency fund, initially of £1,000, but then 3 to 6 months worth of salaries. It was to get the kids' savings up to a level. I always said that I would save £100 per month per child, so that when they hit 18 or 21 they would have a good amount for a car, a house deposit, university fees, whatever it may be. Pay for everything in cash, which I would definitely say we've accomplished, and then to do side savings for holidays, etc., which again I feel like we've accomplished. Like, we haven't, birthdays and things like that, we've kind of really kind of budgeted towards what we've got, and we haven't overspent or anything like that. So we've really worked towards the money that we've got. Like I said, there are no credit cards, but I have followed Dave Ramsey for quite a few years now. He is a financial advisor, an American financial advisor. He does YouTube, so I'll link his channel below so you can check him out. But he has, I think it's 6 or 7 baby steps, maybe 9. Oh, I can't remember now. We obviously don't have to follow some of the middle baby steps, but there are some principles that we would like to follow, and that is to have an emergency fund for emergencies and to budget for things and stuff like that. So I definitely feel like we're doing that well. Again, with my maternity pay finishing and then me not earning anything, we had to strip it back and rein it in. We had no choice. We only had the money that was in our bank account. We even took away our overdraft back in January. We changed banks and we didn't get an overdraft facility. We had quite a hefty overdraft on our last bank account, which enabled us to be able to spend whatever we wanted. And we don't have any overdrafts now, so if we have no money towards the end of the month, like, we're living on what we've got. And to be honest, it's made me realise that you can do it, you can budget. Like, there are some weeks when I can go and spend £70 to £90 on a food shop, and then other weeks when I can spend like £10 to £15 if I've got some other bits and bobs in. And it just makes you realise that you can actually rein it in when it's necessary, and that you can live a simpler life, and that it is possible. Yeah, I mean, it means like that food shop that week might not have any fresh meats and stuff, which isn't good, so you wouldn't want to live on that sort of diet. But it just makes it show that you don't need the extravagant high-end meals, and if you make them yourself and you meal plan and you batch cook, that it can all work out. But yeah, I mean, that is it. I don't really have too much else to say. I would say that we're kind of smashing some targets and we're kind of hitting them, and they're kind of going really, really to plan. Financial, we're still working on, but it's not gone in a negative way, I wouldn't say, which is one positive, because sometimes obviously things like that, especially with the situation of like I said, with obviously me losing maternity pay and things like that, it could have gone badly, but it didn't. We just became a little bit tighter, a little bit stricter, and we made it work. So I'm really, really happy with that. But I was just wondering, how do you guys feel that your goals have gone? If you've set any from the end of 2017, are they going to plan? Do you want to reassess them? Maybe you need to sit down and have another little think about where you are and if you've achieved them. I feel like I never really look back on goals, and then I come to the end of the year and it's the same thing again, and I'm like, oh, I didn't really achieve much this year, or I did achieve much but it was bigger things like buying a house or getting married, and the little things get lost. So I've really enjoyed coming back on this. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you all again for another video shortly. Bye guys.